Wasn't planning on doing any of this. I've already started working on this vintage RCA 44BX, but I have I'm gonna give myself 45 minutes tops, and I got to get through this. So I may not get all of it, but this is a ribbon microphone. Usually it'd be the other way around. It's a vintage 30s, 40s, 50s. Choose them. It's an old one. It's probably one of the best ones. This is a 44BX. Um, it came to me with the ribbon destroyed. I've already removed it. There is a little bit of a process to get to this point, but it's not that crazy. And sometime I'll do one slower. These are some of the parts that you have to remove to get to the center. A really interesting point of this microphone are these little brackets. There's no really way to, I would think, be able to replace this ribbon without taking these off. And I think these are like stress bars that keep the ribbon magnets from twisting. So you'll have to remove these. And these just had little flathead screws on them. Some of the miscellaneous stuff in there were just screws and washers. There's one you can see behind it. This is the one that goes on it. Now this magnet is just pulling it towards that center. So I had removed this, and you can tell there's a little something there. I have, where is it at? I have a little bit of rubber cement. Woo! I have some rubber cement that I'm going to put little dabs of it there. So not only this is held really good, but I would hate to have something happen where this was to slip and it could rip a hole in the ribbon. So I kind of that's something that looks like it had been done at one time, but that's just me using my common sense of what's needed. So to kind of backtrack a little bit where we're at now, these little brackets go in here, and that's what's holding down the ribbon. There's one there and there's one there. Now I've already cut the ribbon, because usually, I mean, if you watch any of my older videos, I'm definitely not shy of cutting ribbons. But this one in particular is a little bit difficult because it just took me a while to get it really straight. So I have a ruler, a metal ruler I use for cutting it. The ribbons came off these sheets, and this is the last of the one. That's aluminum foil squeezed between the two papers. And I had to cut these ones really straight. Now, one thing that people don't tell you about these is, hold on a second, is that only on these mics with these older magnets, getting them really close to the edge matters. So I had to spend a lot of time to cut this straight. And hold on one second. Hold on a second, everyone. Here, I think his name was Mangina. I had to remove him. Yes, those magnets are cool. They're cool and they're old. I mean, this is 1950s technology, and which is crazy is this is still considered one of the most prestigious microphones you can buy. Between $3,500 to $5,500. That's $5,000. Lowball, $3,500. Considered still the best. Every big studio you'll go to in the world, from Abbey Road to Sunset Sound, will have a 44 ABBX. So let me check out this ribbon. It flopped around a little bit. I gotta make sure it's not damaged. So this is the ribbon I'll be installing in it. This is what it looks like. I corrugated it already, and like I said, it's no big secret. I'm not showing you some kind of voodoo stuff. If you look at any of my videos, you'll see me doing all these procedures. I just don't have a lot of time today, and I had a small minute, and I decided, why don't you just film it Even though at the time I think it's a good idea. As soon as I start filming, I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm like, really? Again? You had a bright idea, Manny. Film you while you're doing this, as you said there, a nail-biting experience of installing a delicate ribbon in a $5,000 microphone. So this microphone isn't my mic. There's a local studio in Los Angeles, and that's the convenience of something like this that I do. I'm a producer. If you look at some of my, I did release a very cool video of a Sleaford Mod song my band just recorded. That's what my studio sounds like, but also I do this. Really quick, if you are watching this and you want to support me, I know everybody does that, but it is important. It keeps the lights on. You guys can add, you can also become a member. And then if you want to help me out, you can buy me a Pellegrino or a cup of coffee. Should be a little thank you icon where you can literally buy me a cup of coffee. So let me know what you guys think about that. So all right, so here we go. We're doing it. So I'm putting alcohol. I'm just dabbing it on the ends here because that's what's going to help the ribbon stick to that. But make sure you get no alcohol in the center part because that is going to be a big no-no because the ribbon will stick to the sides. So let me just see if I cut this to spec and it worked out good. I don't know yet until I, Nelly, put it in there. Hold on. As my wife says, put it like a putty cat. Hold on, motherfucker. Jesus. I'm already like, what the fuck, dudes? Oh, I don't want to cut this ribbon again. Holy moly. All right. That's a start. Now, what I need to do is kind of tighten the ribbon out without destroying it. Hold on. This ribbon is already... Come on, motherfuckers. Oh, shit. I just dropped a blob of alcohol. That is not good. I'm already fucking this up already. That was too much alcohol on that. Son of a bitch. Great. Problem with what I just did is I may have fucking fucked this up already. As I had to cut it as close as I can. There's no exact science to that except I'm literally cutting it. Now the ribbon can't touch the magnets, but I can already tell you that on this side I may have cut it too big. As much as I cut it good, I may have cut it too big. And then I would have to recut it again. I have a feeling I went live prematurely, but we'll see. I'm gonna have a little bit of faith. I have some wiggle room in here. Cut this like a little bit, that ribbon too thick. Son of a bitch. All right, well, A for effort. I mean, I'm trying to cut this as close as I can to the ribbon, to the magnet. And I think I just, sadly, I cut it so close that it was rubbing in there. So that is going, I don't think I need to put it in the trash. I think that is still usable somewhere in my life. Hold on. So now you guys are gonna watch me cut a ribbon. Holy moly. Whew. I'm already working up a sweat, and it's cold in LA. It's cold for me. You know, us in LA, other parts of the world get it bad. And, hold on, this stuck to my finger, the ribbon did. Can correct that some other time. All right, so now I've got to cut the ribbon. Now I know what I measured it out to, and weirdly enough, the gap in this was almost 44.4. And I don't know if that has to do with the mic being called an RCA 44, but I'm sure someone in the world knows more about that than moi. All right, so let me get my vibe on, my Hercules ribbon powers. So I need to cut this ribbon now. I'm gonna try to include you into this. All right, I'm working on a 1950s ribbon microphone that Frank Sinatra would have sang out of, and The Wizard of Oz and all that stuff, but it's considered still to this date, even though it's vintage, it is pretty much a standard, and every big studio in the world would have this there. So give me 1 second to find my tools, because I wasn't planning on cutting another ribbon, but I've got to cut another ribbon. When I'm quiet, I'm tripping balls. So I need to mark this to then cut this. And as I'm doing this, I'm dropping everything. Yeah, those 44s are insane. Now, the difference is, I will say, is that this is a 44 magnet. AEA makes a version of this, which is pretty legit. But if you notice in theirs, you're going to see silver here and silver here. Those are neodymium. It's a weird thing. They make it still look like a magnet, but it's not. This is probably some kind of iron, and they put two neodymium magnets. So technically there's 4 in theirs, and which makes it more powerful, which means this problem I'm having, it's not a problem, but because I care, I'm trying to get the ribbon cut as close as I can to the magnets. And I've been doing this for about 4 or 5 years, so it's never easy, it's never a guarantee, but you can just make an estimate. And the reason I want to try to cut this, like I had one earlier that I cut, I thought it was too small. And the reason is, in this particular microphone, if there is the more of the gap between the ribbon and the magnet, the less output. And because, like, if you get an AEA, which is a new mic, and those have neodymium, those are way stronger magnets. So their tolerance, or their whatever their protocol would be for the ribbon thickness, they would definitely have more wiggle room than me right now, because I, not only is this for a customer and it's a really badass producer and a studio, part of my mojo is always to try to do the best job I can. So even though I did this last night and I just wasn't happy with it, I just thought, I know I could make a better ribbon. I'm at it again today. So I wasn't even going to film today, but I just decided to, because I'm a weirdo and it's more hectic, but what can I do? So this is a cool technique I'm going to show you. Usually I'd put the ruler like that and I'll make a cut. Any other ribbons, I would do that. On this one, it's got to be fucking straight. So I'm flipping it over. So now there's no chance of me not making a straight cut. And I've already made a straight cut on one side. And I need to just line this up to my own marks. Once I've cut that, I want this ruler to move while I'm cutting it. I'm known to know how to do this. This is just me trying to figure out how can I not have problems, because that's just paper and foil. And when you flip the ruler around on the other side, this is the rubber sticking part where you can flip it over and it grips when you cut it. But I want to make sure that the cut is on that line. So I'm flipping it over so the edge is the edge, and there's no possibility of me cutting it crooked. And I mean, I've been doing this a long time, but as you cut this, If it's the other way around, there's a slight little error you can have in your cut. I mean, I do it pretty straight, but on this microphone, I can't even take a chance of a waiver of anything that is not perfect. So cutting this against the flat of the ruler, there's no possibility of wiggle room unless I go the other direction, which I don't want to, and I'm tripping myself out saying that. Whew. Okay, there. So I'm going to remove everything. Like I said, the AA and other people, I think AA has theirs glued down. So I'm not, if I was cutting 100 ribbons, I would definitely glue that down so it wouldn't move. But I'm only cutting one, and this ribbon is really expensive. I'm just trying to rely on my skill to see if I can cut another one that's going to work. Let's see, what foil are you using? I'm using 100% high-grade aluminum from Japan. It's really expensive. These aren't what they come in. They come in large sheets. I cut them in there and I glue them in, so these are more manageable. The reason I don't use the big sheets is I've accidentally destroyed a whole full sheet. It was like $100. It wasn't this type of ribbon, but it was ribbons for coals, which are super thin, and it was a small air, my breath of a puff of the opening up. The paper had added a little gust of wind, and it basically just blew under the ribbon, and it dissolved right in front of my face. I was just like, oh, fuck. And now I'm saying, oh, fuck, because that little piece stuck right there. Hold on. Come on. Don't fucking give me some problems. I'm live on YouTube. Like I said, if you like this kind of stuff, you guys could become a member, subscribe, and you can even buy me a cup of coffee. In the description or below it, there's a little thank you, and you can help me out. It's not that I'm begging. I am begging. Jesus Christ, I need a coffee. Someone get me a coffee, son of a bitch. Well, I am stocked up. Let me get a drink of my Pellegrino because this is a little bit stressful. I just had to cut another ribbon. I'm not interested in cutting another ribbon. I'm running out of time. I gotta be at my wife's work in a half an hour. That's out of the question now. All right, so let me get you back on. We're gonna corrugate this. This is my corrugating. Raise this up a little bit. Get some proper light on it. Holy smokes, and I thought this was gonna be an easy, gonna go live, be a fucking badass, one and done. I'm already like cutting another fucking ribbon. Okay, so this ribbon, once again, I'm trying to cut it to the smallest gap so this ribbon can be its best. I may have to go through a few of these. So if I fail on this one, then I'm gonna have to call it quits. But I do have Dweezil Zappa's BK5, which is another 50s ribbon mic that you guys can watch me do that one. That'll be a fun one. That one I'll probably do maybe tomorrow. But Dweezil Zappa is a good friend of mine, and I'm honored that these people trust me with their ribbon mics. You know what I'm saying, man? You know what I'm saying, as they say in France, motherfucker? That's exactly what they say in France. That's exactly what they say. I heard. They say motherfucker a lot. Okay. And they say wee wee. Or maybe that's Canada. I don't know. All right, so this is a normal corrugating tool you can buy online, $9, $10. But I have, these are my own gears. I bought a bunch of gears and I filed them down, grinded them until they fit in this unit. So these are the stock ones, which are white. These are the gears that I used. These ones are really deep. Mine aren't that deep, but they're finer. All right, and also if you notice, I'm not using paper. That's the Manny way. So I grinded my gears so I can get an accurate corrugation without using paper. I believe this adds good fidelity, mids and highs. So yeah, my ribbons are, and they're more resilient because I've made my own corrugator and the tension in it, and it gives me exactly what I want. All right, so this is what the ribbon looks like now that it was flat. Now it looks like this. The secret to ribbons are to stretch them. And this is the part that when I first started was scary. Now I'm just like, ah, fuck it. If I rip it, I'll just get another one. So I'm going to, you have to stretch. If you look at videos of like how they make this, you can watch one on Royer and AEA. You always see the guy blowing on them and stretching them. Once you corrugate them, there's a lot of tension. You just have to stretch out that tension. The reason is when the ribbon's tight like that, and the first time you put it on the drums or someone sings in it, it'll expand. If you haven't stretched it out, it's going to stretch out and your ribbon's ruined. So you kind of stretch it out so it goes in and out, in and out. And, oh, dude, Joey, you son of a gun. Joey's awake. Joey's in England. Joey, you son of a gun. I just got a coffee or Pellegrino from Joey, my homie overseas. Joey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you know, here's the thing. When people talk about when you get monetized on YouTube, if I go live and I do these videos and I do a bunch of stuff and I have memberships, usually once every month or 2 months, I'll probably get a check between $100 to $200. And that's just from Video Watch, you guys, Joey. And I gotta be honest with you, man, they deposit it right into your bank. Usually when that money comes in, like mine just came in before Christmas, I got paid $120. And I gotta tell you, man, I went straight to Ralph's and I bought water and I bought snacks and food. I bought some supplies I needed just to live. And it really made me appreciative and humbled all you that helped me out here, because it really does make a difference. I'm almost 60. I'm an artist. Yeah, it looks like I'm cool. You watch my videos. I live my life as an artist. But sometimes living in California is just not, I mean, this building I'm in, it's a commercial building. I lease it. The electricity and utilities alone could go up to even $600 a month. And that's just for power in a commercial building. So all the stuff I do here, and luckily enough, I enjoy doing this. It's a blessing that I'm able to, you know, you could say getting tipped out a little bit by my friend Joey. It really does make a difference. So, and I don't smoke. That's just me coughing because I've been gapping too much, talking, not doing the other kind of gapping. All right, so thank you, Joey. So I'm trying to line this up because I'm going to try to drop a ribbon in there. Keep you guys all posted. Joey, I'm having a drink on you. Woohoo! Yeah, Joey's in Scotland. You son of a gun, dude. I tell you, man, I would love to visit Scotland. I've only been to England, UK. I worked in Abbey Road. I've been to Cambridge Sands and Minehead before for music festivals. My band played with Gang of Four, X, The Breeders, Shellac, Mount Banana, Battles. It was amazing. But I've never been to Scotland. And Joey, I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to be hitting you up someday because I will hopefully be over there. All right, so I'm putting, once again, the alcohol on the edges. Now, if this cut is still not doing it, then I will have to let you guys go and I will have to do this again because I'm under a timeline that I just cannot get away from. Okay. Hold on. I ate too much. And the thing is, I can't, you know I got this close, but the problem is, I don't know if, when I measure this out, I don't know if the actual brackets are crooked. Hold on. Son of a gun, man. I'm really, really trying to cut this so close to the ribbon. I mean, to the magnets. I think I'm not getting it right. It's just, God, I'm telling you, like, probably, like 0.5, millimeters. I'm off on this. Son of a bitch. But this is one of those things where, this is what I do. So it's not like I'm shocked and my world is crashing in. It just means that I'm getting it close and my measurements are really, really almost there. I'm going to see if I can get away with this somehow. No, it's not going to do it. Son of a bitch. Anyway, this could be a crooked ribbon. Holy moly, come on. Nope. That is not doing it. Whew. Son of a bitch. This transducer is crooked. And I'm telling you right now that it's going in on one side and not the other. Oh shit. Come on. Oh, this is so close. I mean, probably like 0.2 or 3 millimeters. I am off on one side. I just don't. Oh, it's so brutal. Come on. One side is here. So yeah, it is crooked. All right. I've got to get it away from the sidewalls. See, that is what will happen. Close right now. All right. That looks like. All right. Whew. Holy moly. Oh my God. All right. So I think this is about as tight as I can get that in there. So now I need to put the brackets in. This is some of the stressful part too because I don't want the ribbon to move in the bracket. So I have to kind of get this comfortable in my, get my light beam on. And I can't, they're flathead and I can't let it slip out of my hand because if it slips, it cuts the ribbon just like that. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay, come on. Just going for daddy a little bit. And considered long. And it's just more stress to put on the ribbon for going that whole length. Just want this to go in there. Shoot. These screws are brass and they're soft, and you don't want to crank this down. And also I can't really run to Home Depot and get a screw if I break it off. So you just take it really, I mean, you're really just holding down a feather. I mean, that aluminum is so thin, but you do need a good fit. It needs to be tight, it needs to be secure, and so after I go through all this schnizzle manizzle, I have to check it. And if it doesn't sound good, it's rinse and repeat. So now I'm putting kind of the final tweaks on this. I think that's pretty good. Holy moly, holy moly, holy macaroni. Jeez. So that is the ribbon inside. As you saw earlier, there was no ribbon there. And this thing weighs a ton. I took this apart last night, and it's a lot to take that apart and then put it back together. I'm not trying to cut a corner. I was just like, do I really need to take that apart? Now, as I'm moving it around, I'm like, I should have taken it apart, but you live and you learn. Next time, take it the fuck apart. So now I gotta drop this in here. And then, you know what I'm showing around? And you know, this is, I like doing this, but I don't like doing this. So hold that there. See if I can at least get this first one started. I gotta get my light game on. It's not really helping me out right now. I know it's not going anywhere. Now let me get the other one. Doing a vintage 44 right on the spot live is a little nerve-wracking. But if you watch my videos, I've done Coles 4038s, Buyer 160s, Buyer 500s, Buyer 260s, BK5, some of the rarest ribbon mics in the world. And I will just say, if there's anything Manny can do, it's not give one fuck and just go for it. I can't be precious about it. If I fail, I fail. What can you do? I don't care what you do. You could be building refurbishing Strats or Les Pauls. There's something in there you're going to like put your drill through the body and be like, oh, snap. It's just part of the learning curve, you know? I shouldn't say that as I'm doing this. I don't want to put a fucking hole in the ribbon and be like, oh, Manny, see what you said, right? Don't be bummed out. You're the one that said it's not a big deal. Fuck you. It's a big deal. Jeez Louise. Okay, so now, like I said, these are brass screws. I'm just kind of bringing them into tightness, but enough to know that it's locked in. This one is fucking with me right now. Hold on. As I start to cuss more, it's only because I know I have to be picking up my wife from work. And I am running late. You know what I'm trying, man? Not yet, technically. All right, so let me see here. Good. Poochie poochie. Let me see something here. to, don't know if I'm gonna have to redo this one, but it could be better. So we gotta go into the knife again. Bitch. Tripping here. So you can tell it's slightly twisted. Now that's a long ribbon. Even though I put it in there, I almost just fucking tore the ribbon up. Even though I put it in there myself and did it, it's really interesting. God, I almost did it again. It's really interesting that this, I don't know if this ever fell. I mean, these are now 70 years old, 80 years old. Sometimes when they fell and they've been repaired, that they're just slightly off. My feeling is, I feel like this is slightly off. When I cut this just right, it's crooked on this one side, but you know, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna complain to? I just have to get around it. There it goes, that looks better. Gotta make sure it doesn't stick. Twisted. Right. Holy moly, holy macaroni. We don't cuss on this channel. It's good. Oh my God. Well, this is probably the last of the Mohicans. If I can't get this, once I install this bracket, this ribbon doesn't look right to me, then it's back to the drawing board and I gotta do it again. Not that I want to, but I'm kind of prideful of my work. And if this guy gets this mic and it doesn't sound good, I don't want to get that reputation of my ribbons don't sound fucking killer. I think this one is going to be good if I could just make sure that I lock this in. There's a guy in Nashville, Coles. I mean, I've got patience, but that guy actually like replaces parts and screws, and you can pretty much close to getting it your mic ran over, and he will put it back together and hammer it into place. That's another set of skills that I don't have. Also, because I'm a producer, and he's a producer too, he's a wicked musician, my goal isn't to become the repair guy for RCA 44s around the world. I actually have built my own microphone that I'll be releasing this coming year. And my microphone is super fucking sick. It's basically a copy or a rebirthing of the BK5, which is one of my favorite ribbon mics. So you could say that it's close to like a BK5 and a Bayer 160 and a Russian MK19. Really super. Those are my favorite mics. I use them all the time in my studio. So when I've made my own mic, we're getting it all made in California. which is crazy enough that it's not being made in China. But that's a pride thing. There is industry here that if you look for it, you can find it. It's not cheap, and way cheaper to go to China and get this mic done. But also, everything, all the parts are within 20 miles of where I live. So, it's really satisfying to know that you can build a microphone. And I mean, the only thing on a technical side, you can't get the fucking magnets. Maybe I'll have to source them. If I was using Alnico, I'll probably get in the US. But for right now, only the magnets will be probably from China, because that's just the industry. That's why everybody freaks out over the Chinese imports, because that is one, rare metals or whatever they call that. Not rare metals, but important metals for industry. I mean, magnets are everywhere. Okay, so that's good. So that looks dynamite. Now I'm going to put this back on. All right, so we're going to just say that'll do for that. Hold on. I don't like the way that looks. Jesus. That's a long throw on the end. I gotta cover that. Okay. Holy moly, holy macaroni. Whew. So we gotta lock this guy up. I still have to test it. Hold on, my little rubber. Well, yeah, I mean, I get some mics that are double ribbons. Joey just mentioned about single or double ribbons. Bio 160s have 2 ribbons in them. On those ones, I usually just charge the one price for the ribbon. If this mic falls or moves around, or there's a shift in that screen, that screen will just cut right through the ribbon. Fuck you on cleanliness, but fuck you. There you go. I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying. Look, I'm almost 60. I think I lost my filter. I know it sounds like you lose the keys to your car. I really do. I said some shit to my wife, and she looked at me shocked. She's like, "You lost your filter." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" And I just told her what I said, and she's like, "Jesus Christ, you can't talk that way in public." I'm all, "Yeah, I can. I am right now." Anyways, so that is, oh, sorry, I didn't know that was blocking it. Now I'm coming to my realization. So here it is. And see if I can get like this. This is the front side. Let's just play this safely. I don't want this mic to flop around on me. So here's these little clips. They kind of lock in right here. The washer. Kind of put that in there. Lock it in. Lock in. Not too tight, just to. Oh fuck! I forgot the brackets. See what I mean? I'm already snapping. Okay, so I did forget the brackets. And these ribbons have to be resting, standing up, or upside down. Holy moly, holy macaroni. We're really pushing it to the edge today. Jesus Christ, why did I go on YouTube? Why did I think this is a good idea? If I wouldn't have done the video, I'm pretty positive I would have been in my car already. But I wouldn't have hung out with Joey, wouldn't have got a coffee, wouldn't have met some new buds here. If you guys want to add me, or if you want to hear some bad words, that's pretty much all you're going to get out of this channel. And the pace is like Fargo. Believe me, there's no fucking excitement out of this page. Unless you like fucking mics. And if you're looking to, you know, for chicks or some kind of weird perversion, like there was a guy that used to write named like salmon meat, and everything that guy said was just fucked up. I would just say, like, God damn, dude, you'd probably have more fun on the CNN YouTube, not on a fucking ribbon mic, especially with the guy that's ghetto. Like, you can't tell me anything that's gonna shock me. I can tell you some shit that'll shock you, probably. But, you know. But, yeah, salmon meat. I'm glad I don't see you anymore. But there's some other guy that went on there, like, Mantoy was his name or something. It's always like, you know, what? What are you making? Crystal meth? Yeah, this is a meth lab. You're watching a meth lab right now, which is making a ribbon microphone. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. But it's not even funny. Like, maybe if you went on a guy was training a dog or something, there's a lot of jokes you could probably find out of a dog trainer, or learning how to, yeah, right? Learning how to, like, I don't know what. I'm just talking shit. I'm talking shit, man. So these ones have a little bit more of a torque in them, and it's okay, but I don't want to break them. So I want to make sure they're tight. Whew. Backwards. It did. Oh, the cable is to be back. Oh, I know what I did. Son of a bitch. See, I think I'm all fancy. I'm going to show you how to put this back together. And I put the mic in backwards. What is going on, Manny? What are you doing? What kind of example are you setting for the 1 million ribbon microphone repair guys out there that want to do this right, and you're putting your schnizzle-manizzles on backwards? That's right, motherfuckers. Ooh. So, yeah, this has got to go on the other side. So there's a little sign that says BX. Holy moly, holy macaroni. Hold on, put that bracket back in. At least so this can be workable and doable. I see that's crooked. Come on, go straight. All right, thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna flip you around. You know I'm trying, man. You catch my drift, motherfucker? Oh shit, that's right. We don't cuss on this channel. Never mind. I have to get those little buttons with the censoring. Okay, so this is the front. Holy moly. This is the rear. first. And that will go under the rear plate. And that wasn't too bad. Something's going on over here. What are you doing to me? Oh yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, let's do the front first. All right, let's get it. Where are you catching, motherfucker? All right, you're there. I'm here. Easier said than done, right? I've already done this like 4 times, and right now that I'm live, I think it's because I put it together when it was on its back, and it was a lot. Oh, that's why it's on the inside. There it goes. All right, that side looks good. And then this side's whack. Yep. Jeez. Louise. There. Really? It's not. Okay, there it is. That's the hole. I can hear them hustling around outside, and my car's blocking all of them. But guess what? I can't fucking leave this moment, motherfuckers. My screwdriver just flew behind my favorite screwdriver over here. Be the day. Just like Really, how many times can you fly out? You know when you start getting hectic and it gets intense and you're just like, one fucking screw, right? One fucking screw. You just gotta go in that fucking little hole, motherfucker. And it's like, no. Guess what? We're giving you problems. If you hear me yelling, my neighbor's gonna be like, hey, brah, there's a Tesla out here that's gotta get out. Well, guess what? Fuck that Tesla. Standing up. There you go, almost. For me, it's gonna have to wait. Problem here. All right. All right, we're out of here, man. Thank you guys.